Hello and welcome to Two Peas in a Podcast. As always, I'm Razultor, but you can call me Raz for short.
And I'm Sara Fantastic.
And on today's episode, we are going to talk about one of our favorite new pastimes, which would be the new favorite American pastime. And I'm taking a long time to get to what it actually is.
Escape rooms.
Yeah! Jerk.
You had your chance.
Escape rooms. Anyways, that's what we're talking about today. We have done 2 of them in our area.
I was gonna say cue the music for our
The music is
theme song.
always cued. Like, this is literally now going to be after the music, and people are going to be like, why are they still talking about the music?
I know, you messed it up.
I don't need very much time to cut and insert that small little intro music.
I was gonna be cool. Anyways,
back to our stuff.
Baseball is out, guys. Escape rooms are in.
You've heard it here first. They're the new big thing in America. Bigger than baseball.
I was gonna say, they're probably the best thing in America
can you
right now.
imagine, like, escape room stadiums?
Oh my goodness. It would be like the Maze Runner.
That'd be amazing.
Better.
Except for you need, like, 100 people to solve the thing.
Well, no, like, you could have the people in, like, different rings and different arenas and stuff. And
then form factions and alliances.
Team Valor all the way.
Yeah, Team Valor. We're gonna win. We're gonna win this arena escape room.
Oh my gosh.
Escape arena.
Like, you could have, like, Hogwarts-themed, like, house ones, and, like, all the houses are competing to get out first.
Oh my gosh.
Oh my gosh, this isn't even, like, what we're supposed to be talking
back
about.
to our podcast. We have to do the intro things. We're not even at the escape room section yet. Too excited,
right,
guys. So
this
anyways.
is so loud.
I know. It's okay. I have the filter that will keep it from being way too loud for people.
So, we're going to start off with wacky laws in the US of A.
Yeah, so my law comes from Aspen, Colorado, favorite skiing location of many. Also, in Aspen, you are not supposed to shoot catapults at buildings. They may not be fired at buildings, but you can fire them at people, I guess.
Or, like, monuments, I feel like.
Yeah,
like,
fire
as long
them
as it's not
as long
in a
as it's
building.
not a building.
That sounds amazing.
Yep. They had to make that a law.
Yeah, well, my law comes from South Dakota, where it is illegal to lay down in and fall asleep in a cheese factory, which is why I will never visit you, South Dakota, because obviously one of my goals in life is to fall asleep in a cheese factory and get locked in.
Duh. Escape room. Escape from the cheese factory.
Oh my gosh. That's amazing.
Everything can be an escape room, guys, if you try hard enough.
I was just thinking school was like the hardest escape room I ever, like... College. Hardest escape room ever.
Okay.
All right. What is your story of the day, Raz?
So my story of the day is about how we just bought The Sims 4, both of us, because it had a sale where it was half off. And we were like, all right, we have wanted to make Sims content because Sims is so fun.
Like, it's so much better to live vicariously through a Sim than to live your own life.
Isn't that wonderful? Like,
Yeah.
They can have it all together. They have a great job. They make good money.
They get married, they grow old and die.
Yeah. You build a fun house that you'll never get to see.
Yeah, pretty much.
Isn't it wonderful? Yeah, so we actually have already recorded 1 episode of us playing The Sims, and we're thinking about uploading them to the Two Peas in a Podcast channel. If that's content that you'd like to see, I guess you can let us know in the comments below, or we'll just upload it, and then you'll just have to deal with it.
I mean, we will spam your folder subscription feed.
To your folder subscription feed.
It will now be beamed directly to your place of employment or school.
If you hear a low rumbling in the background, and it was not filtered out by my audio filter, it's because the garage has been opened. Because
Earthquake.
the people
Someone is escaping the house. It's escape room.
The people in my house like to mess with our podcast, apparently.
You know, it's fine.
Totally
That's
fine.
what happens.
So those are our laws. The story of the day for me is all about buying Sims 4 and us recording now. And it's going to be super great and super fun. Our character's name that we created is Lena. And then for the last name, we combined our names. So it's Saraz.
It's going to be a great character.
Yep. And she wants to be a master chef. So she's going to open a great restaurant.
And that, dear listeners, as much as it pains me to say, is our pun of the day.
But we can have many puns from here on out.
That's just the sponsored one.
Yep.
All right, my story
We don't have
of the day,
sponsors.
I sponsored it.
Oh, okay. Like you sponsor a bill.
Take my money. Don't take my money.
We need to pass it through Congress.
Okay, my story of the day is actually, it just happened. I was talking with Raz we were talking about what video games we've been playing recently, and I told him that the video game that I've been playing most recently is the Dinosaur Internet game. So if you don't know this blew Raz's mind. If you don't know this, if your internet goes out while you're on the internet and a dinosaur pops up, if you hit the space bar...
If you're using Google Chrome.
If you're using Google Chrome, this is very important. If you're using Google Chrome and your internet goes out, you hit this dinosaur comes up, you hit the space bar, and it turns into just like an endless running level where you jump over cacti, and then other prehistoric birds fly at you and you have to duck under them and jump over them and stuff. And it's a good way to pass the time when your YouTube videos won't load.
Yep, I didn't realize this was a thing and I kind of wish I had known about it.
Yep, so that's what I've been doing because my internet likes to crash.
Yep, so I guess with our stories of the day out of the way, we're going to jump straight into talking about escape rooms. So Sarah has done some other stuff with escape rooms, like apps, and then VR technology is getting to where it's super popular. So do you want to talk about that?
So
I have no idea about these.
So there are basically like 3 different ways right now that you can like interact with an escape room. You can get apps. A lot of them are free. Like, don't pay for escape rooms if they're free ones, where it's just like point and click and you tap stuff and you have to solve puzzles and stuff. And those are always really fun. Like, I have so many. If you look in my phone downloads file, I have so many that, like, I play. And once you play once through them, it's like, okay, you're not going to play them again because you've solved the puzzle. But, like, they're just, like, fun, quick, easy way to pass time. So those are cool. And then VR is getting really popular. So I've seen a couple of people who made escape rooms for VR where you just put your phone over your eyes, like, tape it to your head or whatever you do, and you have the controllers, and, like, you have to solve puzzles. But it's really funny to watch because people just have their phones taped to their faces and then they're flailing about. And so that's something to look forward to. But the thing that I feel like we both have the most experience with is like in real life actual escape rooms that you have to interact with tangible things. So I think that's pretty much what we're going to talk about right now.
Yeah, so the closest kind of escape room group that does it is Cypher Escape by us. Mm-hmm. They've done some really cool rooms. So we've done both the Geek Room with them and the Brewery Escape Room. And both of those, I had a super fun time with both of them. Yeah, it was a blast. Mm-hmm. We
actually have escaped from both of them, so we're 2 for 2.
Yep.
Which is nice.
100% escape percentage.
Which is pretty cool.
Keep it going.
We do not have a record in either room.
Yeah.
I think we're going to talk about the Geek Room first.
Yeah.
When we escaped the Geek Room, we had less than a minute left to get out.
Yep.
So it was very intense.
And we basically forced the lock, which was nice. Basically, these escape rooms, at least with Cypher Escape, are set up to where there's usually lots of different boxes and things that will have lots of different numbered locks. And so you'll have to find like 4-digit, 5-digit ciphers. Makes sense.
So you have to like solve puzzles to get these codes.
Yep. And they'll unlock other puzzles that get you closer to doing other types of rooms and things.
And so you have an hour to do it. Otherwise, you
are stuck and you fail.
Yeah.
So the Geek Room is set up as you are basically were asked to pet sit for some neighbors. You find out that they're super geeky people, so you have to like feed their cat. There's a couple other things you have to do. You actually end up getting locked in. And so you have to try and find your way out through all these different puzzles.
Yeah.
Which is super cool.
Which is super cool. Yeah. That is a much larger escape room.
It is a big room.
I think you have to have between, like, is it 8 and 12 people?
I want to say it's 6 and 12, but it'd be really hard to solve with just 6 people. Yeah, you want to make sure you're as close to 12 as possible.
And so when we did it, we didn't have enough people from our group. Like, it was multiple groups smashed together. So we did it with people who we had never met before, which was a lot of fun, I think. Like, it was really cool to, like, meet other people who are interested in this kind of thing and to have this experience that we shared with them.
And then to actually escape. It's super awesome.
Yeah, we worked really well together, I feel like, for having just met each other, like, 3 minutes before we got into the room.
For sure. We didn't work, like, 2 separate groups. We did a lot of intermingling and helping each other out with things, so it was cool.
That was really cool. I like that. And then, actually, today, we just did the Brewery Room.
Yep, so we did it for Lady Night, Space Raptor and Lady Night. We did it for her birthday.
Yes.
So super cool, super fun.
And it was a much smaller room, so the max amount of people you could have was 6, so it was just us, which that was a lot of fun, because, like, it was, like, people who I cared about, who, like, I knew, and wasn't worried about getting sweaty and crying around them.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah. So it was a lot of fun.
It was super cool. That one is a 2-room escape room, as well as the Geek Room is 2 rooms as well. So it was just super cool to see how the rooms were connected and the way in which you unlock the second room, and some of those things were just really interesting. Yeah. So the brewery backstory, if you don't mind me going into it, is basically one of the people is trying to steal the secret recipe for a really important brew that they make. And so your job is to go through in an hour, get through the whole, basically, brewery, get the secret recipe, which is in a safe, and then solve the way to get out of the room before the security card comes back, basically. He let you in, and he wants you to be out before the next time that he comes back, because you're trying to protect the secret recipe. Yeah.
And so that one was really cool. It had the same type of puzzles, I feel like. And so it was, I don't know, I really enjoyed it. I felt like it was trickier because we didn't have as many minds working on things. But yeah, one of the really cool things about Cypher Escapes is the guy who runs it does a lot of electrical stuff. So there are things that you have to hold or turn a certain way that will electrically unlock something else. And then you have to go find what was unlocked, and it was just, it's really cool to that much care and detail is put into it.
For sure. Yeah, it's super cool. And then there was one, I think, in the Geek Room where a lot of it is also electrical. So solving certain things will actually put up different things on electrical boards for lights.
Yeah, that was really cool.
And so that will help reveal things as well.
Because at first we didn't realize that, and then suddenly we were like, oh, there are all these spinny numbers.
It was super awesome to see that. And that was basically the code for the door to get out at the end.
And so that was really cool.
Yep.
I think for me, one of the hardest things about escape rooms is figuring out what puzzles go together, because there are pieces everywhere. For sure. And so you have all this stuff. So it's not so much solving the puzzles, but it's putting the puzzles together. Yeah. It's if you took 3,000 piece puzzles and dumped them together, but only 30 from each, and then you had to figure out which puzzles they go to. That's sort of what it feels like.
Yeah. So I think the difference is, for me, obviously the brewery is made for about 6 people is max, and you can solve it with a minimum of 3, or try and solve it with a minimum of 3. So I think with 3, I think it'd be hard, but the thing that I think I liked about the Geek Room more so than the brewery room is the brewery seemed to be, you needed to follow a specific puzzle, then go to the next puzzle, and then go to the next puzzle to solve the room. Yeah. Whereas with the Geek Room, there were several different strings of puzzles going at the same time. Yeah. So it didn't feel like you were all working on one thing.
Yeah, it didn't feel like you were left out because you weren't working on the main puzzle.
Yeah. So with this one, it was very much, a lot of them were, some of them you could solve at the same time, but it seemed like a majority of them needed to be strung along together to unlock either something that would get you a new puzzle or a piece of a puzzle you were missing. Yeah. Some things like that.
Yeah, I definitely agree.
Yeah. That's probably kind of my biggest con of the brewery room, I think.
Yeah. And I think, my biggest con for the Geek Room is, if you're not comfortable around new people, it's really hard to feel involved. Yeah. I think for me, at first I was kind of standoffish, but it was good because there was one puzzle that was really hard to solve, so I was able just to take it in a corner and sit down and work on it. But, if you are uncomfortable around new people and you don't feel like that's for you, then maybe that's not the room you want to start with.
Yeah, for sure.
But I think they were both really cool. I would really like to do a spooky room, but I don't want to do one with a live zombie or any live jump scares.
Things. I don't want anything like that. I was I'd be open for doing one that if it's scary themed,
Halloween themed or something.
Maybe escaping a haunted mansion, as long as there's no live things.
No jump scares, no pop-up.
I don't care to have that in real life.
Yeah.
I can barely watch a horror movie, so I don't need that in my real life.
But I would really like that sort of adrenaline rush of ooh, spooky, maybe ultraviolet light stuff.
Yeah, some of that stuff I think would be cool. Or just some of the rooms being a bit darker. I think that would be interesting. And you have to use flashlights, I guess, for stuff. So I guess with that we can jump into, if we were to design an escape room, what would the theme be? So for me, I think it would be really cool if you went to an old mansion or something, and it was basically a murder mystery.
Oh, that would be cool.
Room, to where one of the, you have NPCs with you, or you have this story that's being told. and one person dies. And through being able to unlock the house and get everyone out, because there's a murderer in the house, you kind of have to solve the mystery and figure out who was the person who did the murder.
Yeah, like sort of like an abridged, smaller version of Clue almost.
Yeah, like Clue as an escape room.
That would be super cool.
Yeah.
If I designed an escape room, I was actually talking with Space Raptor about this today. I hope that they don't mind that we've just taken their names and that's actually their names
I know, that's going to be their names on the internet forever.
Like, forever. But I was talking with Space Raptor today, and I was like, it would be really cool to do, like, one where, like, you're locked in a barn, and like you could do like a balance weight things where like you have to hang the tack up on the right hooks to like balance out a weight to do like a weight where it drops another door.
Oh my gosh,
or
that'd
like
be so cool.
Do something where like if you're solving a puzzle about like, oh, like this horse gets this much feed and this horse gets this much feed, like once you do that, like the feed drains out and like reveals numbers.
Oh, that'd be so
like,
cool.
like crop things where he was talking about like, oh, like corn where if you like plastic corn where if you take the husk off, like you stick them together and it forms a word that unlocks something. Like all this cool interaction stuff, and I think that would be really cool.
Yeah, that would be an awesome
because that would give you like a lot of different
so what
things
would the
you could
theme
work
of
with.
yours be?
So almost like
farm, I guess.
Like, yeah, almost like barnyard or something like that. And like you could even do like a Halloween like spooky thing, like you're doing a sleepover Halloween night, and then you get locked in and you need to get out or something.
Yeah, you do it in Old McDonald's farm.
It'd be
barn.
super cool. That's what I would do.
Whatever those are. Oh, I meant to make a bunch of like brewery puns. I was gonna be like, man, we really needed to escape.
Oh my gosh.
Or Ayo. I'm trying to think of Ayo. What other pun's gonna come up with on the spot?
Hops you can do this.
Hops you can do this.
I don't know much about alcohol. That's pretty much the extent of my knowledge.
I just want to be like, all I can think of is I'm like, beard, something with beard. And no, nothing came out. It was just beard.
Oh my
Make sure you shave first, or else you'll have too much beard. I don't know.
That was bad. That one was bad.
I'm sorry. That was rough. I apologize to all listeners who had to have that in their ears.
Their beers.
You need to stop.
I feel like I'm like that person at the end of a Tumblr post where everyone's making funny puns and then they're just like, vodka. Like, thanks for your contribution. That's pretty much all that I know.
You tried to contribute, and that's what counts. You get the participation award.
Story of my life. All right, question for you guys. If you were to design
we have interaction stuff.
Yeah, if you were to design an escape room, what theme would it be? Or what one thing would you like to include in an escape room? Let us know down below, and we'll see if... Yeah.
Yep. Feel free to try out Cypher Escape.
Yes.
They do some really cool stuff with the brewery room and with the geek room, and see if you can also
they
escape
also have
like
one
us.
More
yeah, they have the NC photo hunt.
Because I feel like the brewery room you have to be you have to be 18 or older to do.
Not to do it, but they do it. They've partnered with a local brewery to where you can go and get a pint of whatever is on draft for the year. From that brewery, if you like do the escape, that's the bonus thing that you get. And so if you're under 21, you just wouldn't get that shit. You're still going to do it, but...
But they have one which is a North Carolina photo theme, and so I don't know what that would be like. Or
yeah, I'm like, I just wonder if it would be a bunch of like photo puzzles, or if it would still be the like
Where's
locks
Waldo
and stuff.
in North Carolina?
Where is Carmen Sandiego?
Yes!
In North Carolina.
What if there wasn't a Carmen Sandiego escape room?
Oh my gosh, now we need that. Okay,
yes. All right.
Before we come up with more crazy ideas for escape rooms that we'll never actually have, we're going to have to say, check out all of our socials. Links are in the description, both personal and Twos and Peas in the podcast. Feel free to like, comment, share, subscribe, do all the fun stuff with YouTube. And I guess on that note, we're just going to have to say,
peace out. Oh my gosh.
We need to get closer to the mic.
I'm close enough.
False. You were always like so quiet. I'm just talking to
I'm quiet because...
Look at how big it gets.
I'm quiet because society tells me I'm too loud and loud people should be quiet.
Audience, is this too close to the microphone for you?
Does this make you uncomfortable if we recorded like this?
We can't both be this close, Sarah. It's weird.